Welcome back to another episode of No Waco. This is your host, Debbie. Welcome back to another episode of No Waco. I'm your host, Debbie, and today we have a very special guest here in the studio. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Karissa Garner, and I work at the Heart of Texas Behavioral Health Network. I work in homeless and housing services, but in my free time, I also have a small business, and it is called Hope and Harper Art with my partner Sean Lee, and we make and sell art.
Yay!
Locally.
Yes, and one of the first questions I always ask is, what brought you to Waco? Or are you a Waco native?
Yeah, so I came to Waco for college, like many people. I came to Waco for college in 2011. I went to Baylor, and I studied sociology and Italian language for some reason.
Oh my gosh.
For some reason, don't ask me to say anything. It's been a while, and there's no one here that speaks Italian. But yeah, I graduated. I didn't quite know what I wanted to do. I moved to Denver for a little bit, and then I was like, you know what? I want to go back to Waco, and I've been here ever since.
Oh, that's so amazing. And that sounds like such an amazing journey that I feel like a lot of other creatives have made. Like, I feel like they come to here for school, leave, and then somehow just get sucked back in. Don't they call it like the Waco suck or something?
Something like that.
But Waco does not suck.
No, Waco
not anymore.
Awesome.
We're doing great. But yeah, so you have a very important day job, and then you also have a very important hobby as well. So you're bringing arts to the community. So tell me about some of the things you do.
So with Hope and Harper Art, so it kind of it started during COVID. My partner / boss at my day job at the time, Sean, he does watercolor, a lot of watercolor. I do a lot of acrylic, and we were like, we should just
collab.
Let's sell our art. And, the great thing about Waco is because it's kind of a growing community in a lot of ways, it's very accessible for really any person who wants to be involved with the community, whether it's, in a faith level or a professional level or in the arts. And we were able to get in at the farmers market. They have a handmade market every third Saturday downtown.
Shout out Bethel. We love you.
Yeah, shout out Bethel. And she was so gracious to bring us into the market. We've been doing that for a couple years now. And then we started doing the East Side Market also.
And that's I think how we met was at East Side.
Yeah. Shout out Eric. So we started just selling art prints and some original art, and we have a mixture of things. We have some nice my art is bathroom art, as I always joke, because every single person who says they'll say, oh, I have some of your stuff, it's in my bathroom, or I'll be like, where is it? Let me guess. In your bathroom. It's always in the bathroom. And then Sean's art is like, oh, we have it matted and framed in our foyer, or
in our foyer.
In our foyer, in our sitting room in the front of the house, or whatever. And I'm like, cool. So we have a mix of things for many different people. And then recently we started doing some we host drawing classes, so live figure drawing classes. That's at
so
Cultivate.
Exciting. Shout out.
Debbie.
Plug.
Yeah, I know, right? She's making me say this. And that's been really successful on the artist side and the model side. We've had a lot of model interest. A lot of artists have come of all different levels. We have some people who have literally never done figure drawing.
That's so crazy.
We have very talented artists like Joel comes.
Yes,
as well.
Joel Edwards. Yeah. Shout out. He doesn't listen to podcasts, but maybe I can make him.
I'll force him to.
I'll be like, I know where you are.
But, he comes, and so talented. We have a rich variety of artists that come, and then we also have people who do a lot of different. Just a lot of different disciplines in art. We've had people come and, they'll just, they'll draw with charcoal, or we have, people who do watercolor there.
Yeah, and even digital.
Yeah. So
that's so crazy.
It's been really cool. And Waco hasn't had anything like that. And if I understand correctly, even for art students at Baylor, they have they have a figure drawing class, but I think the model is like wearing
fully clothed.
Yeah, is it, or
mostly
like
not fully clothed, but I think just nude. Yeah,
but we don't have any nude classes
Yeah.
and the importance of that, which some people might be thinking, why do you need nude people? There are parts of the body that you really don't ever get the opportunity to see or draw. And if you go and you search for it online, you'll get
and not the great things.
We'll have to go on, private browser. So it's nice being able to go in person and also have that, have a dynamic with the model to say, we would really love to see something sitting down, or can you like move your arm up this way? And it's a great challenge for artists who really want to practice their skill. So.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful, safe environment for people to come from all different backgrounds and join together. And it's just such an amazing space that you created here in Waco. I think when you first came to us, you were like, I literally drive to Austin all the time just to go to figure drawing classes. I'm tired of driving to Austin. We need it here in Waco.
Yeah, gas is too expensive.
Gas is too expensive.
I mean, the class in Austin was awesome, and I modeled this class after that one a lot. And there are some other classes that I've done online that I follow, like Brixton Life Drawing, which is in England, which has been really great.
Wow.
And there are some models that I follow online that I will actually share their Instagrams with models who are interested, but just, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. But it was exactly that. I was driving to Austin, and I would be spending like full Sundays in Austin because I'm not going to waste a trip. So I might as well go to Trader Joe's, etc.
That's literally us. We always have to stop at TJ's on the way back.
Yeah, always. And so doing it in Waco is great. And it's awesome because we have a great variety of models as well. None of our models have ever done this before either, which is really cool. So if you're interested and you're nervous, please just come and
do it anyway.
Shout out because anybody can do it. I mean, I almost did it the other day because our model had to cancel last minute, and I wasn't sure if our backup was going to be able to be there. And I was like, I guess I've got to do the thing. I did not. But
next time.
But if I have to, it's crazy how safe the environment is. And usually I meet with the model beforehand to kind of go over what expectations are, and then what is comfortable for them, because I never want anybody to do anything that makes them feel unsafe or uncomfortable. And the most important thing is that the model is comfortable, because they are, they're really like gifting us with this class, and we would not have it without the model. And so, the most important thing is we have a very respectful environment, and that we're really, we're there to make sure the model feels good so that we can do art.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I know you already kind of answered this, but why do you think this is so important to Waco right now?
Yeah, so the Waco art scene has grown exponentially, especially since I started. I came here in 2011, and when I came to Waco, there wasn't really a ton going on downtown. Not like there is now, for sure. Yeah. And as far as like art markets or opportunities for young, like new artists and professional working artists, there wasn't like a lot of opportunity for like community there. And I think it's grown, just, with Cultivate and the Art Center, and just so much of Waco art scene has grown, and there are so many opportunities for artists. But this was just kind of one thing that we didn't have. And I wasn't sure if Waco was quite ready for that. But honestly, I think once the stadium started, the McLean Stadium started selling like, or really since when Baylor started selling,
when Baylor was allowed
like pint glasses, I was like, okay, we're good.
We're good. We're safe.
We're in the
clear.
We're in the 21st century. So it's been really great. I've had a lot of artists, some that are new to town also, who this is like their first kind of introduction into the art scene in Waco, because it's like a session. It's not a class. It's a session for, beginners, but also for seasoned artists. And so we had an artist come by the other day who's only been in town for like, I think he said like several weeks or a couple months or something. And he saw this online and he came by and he was asking more questions about how he can get involved in like the Waco art scene. And I was like, well, do you sell art, or, would you want to show your art? What is it? Because there are opportunities.
So many
all
opportunities.
Of that. So I'm seeing it kind of as that too, as like a great introduction for folks who want to be involved, because, if Sean and I can be involved, we're not, we didn't go to school for art. We weren't involved at the higher level art scene in Waco. We were just too like people with sociology degrees who worked in social services.
Yeah. And, you know, anybody can be an artist, no matter what your day job is. So
well, and that's the beautiful thing. It's like, you know, my art for sure is not for everybody. and, you know, a lot of people have kind of their niche, and it's nice to be able to go to the farmers market and the East Side Market and, you know, Chalk Waco and, you know, the Waco Uptown Art Walk. That
Susan's a strong shout out.
All of these opportunities for artists and artists at all different levels too. Yeah. And it's also been like really, it's been inspiring and very humbling, but it's been really cool to be able to just kind of be in the same space with artists who are like amazing, like Wendy Davis. Also.
Love her so much.
She is really doing a good job in cultivating a community of artists as well. Yeah, and it's been just really cool to be invited into that space, because it's like I'm just some guy who like
I feel that way too.
A naked person sometimes, you know, or like a fruit with like piercings. I don't know. Yeah,
that's fine. But yeah, so you guys have been doing these classes for a bit now, and then you just stepped up to doing like 4 a month. Like that's crazy. So tell me about that. Yeah, what are your class dates?
So we have we're doing 3-hour sessions every second Sunday, and we're doing 2-hour sessions every other Wednesday. And so some months we'll have 3, some months we'll have 4, just kind of depending on math and calendars. And we might increase also, who knows? Yeah. But I'm starting to make the schedule for February, March, and April. So if you are interested in modeling, or if you've modeled before and you want to model again, please email me at hopeharperart@gmail.com. I'm sure that'll be somewhere. I don't know how.
We'll put it in the bio.
Yeah.
We'll tag you in it. You can post it.
Yeah, put it in the show notes, you know, whatever. I watch podcasts.
Look in the description.
Yeah, please message me. If you're just like inquiring, let me know. If you are not an artist, or you say you're not an artist, or you want to get into it and you're interested in going the live, you know, the figure drawing route, you know, hit me up. I am by no means like the figure drawing expert
in Waco, yes.
I don't know, but it's something I really do enjoy doing. And the classes are, I mean, they're just a really great opportunity to be around like-minded folks who are super, super supportive. So yeah, I mean, I learned life drawing from going to a life drawing class that was not tutored. The class is not tutored, but I went to a life drawing class and I did not know what to expect. And I was like, oh, everybody here is like legitimately a professional artist, and I'm just some guy who just drove up here an hour and a half. And I didn't realize, like, when you're doing the gesture drawings, which are like 30, like, I mean, I think the first one I did was like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and they start the timer, and I'm, you know, starting to like sketch out, you know, a face, and they're like, all right, next pose. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even
wasn't ready yet. Yeah.
And I literally peered over and I was like, oh, I see what she's doing. And they were kind of explaining why, you know, these types of, you know, short poses are important for the artist, and just kind of, you know, get practice in the session, get to know the models, like, you know, body and just kind of like their muscles and all that stuff. And that's something I kind of introduce at the beginning of class. You know, I introduce like what the session's going to look like, what the timing is going to look like, and why. And then I'm always like, you know, if you kind of get stuck, just holler at me, and, you know, it's a safe space. So, you know, there's no dumb questions.
Yeah, totally. Well, I love that you're doing this. With that, we're just going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
Cool.
And now for a word from our sponsors.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
Hi, I'm Caroline.
And we have a new podcast for you. What's it called, Caroline?
Bloody Happy Hour.
It's going to be your new favorite guilty pleasure. We're going to talk about some bloody stuff. Serial killers, true crime, rapists. Why not join us? We'll have a good time.
You literally never know. I don't know what I'm going to say. Bloody Happy Hour. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. 911, what's your emergency?
Do you hear that? It's coming from the house.
It's coming from inside the house? Do you mean? Could it be?
The Poltergeist.
New from Rogue Media, two haunted hotties talking about haunted places. Every episode we dive deep into the darkest places and give you a bit of history.
We're getting spooky in all the right places. You've gobbled your last ghoul. Follow along for the craziest and spookiest stories with Debbie's Dark Tourism. The Stanley Hotel,
Winchester House,
the Alamo,
Hotel Monte Vista,
and more spooky places. Find us at _Poltergals. Poltergals.
Look over your shoulder. It's us,
The Poltergals. Wherever you consume the podcast, you can find us there.
What are we doing here, Rusty? What are we going to do?
Yep, we're doing the King of the Hill Rewatch Podcast.
King of the Hill
Yes, sir.
Rewatch Podcast. Yeah, so we're going to go through one episode at a time. Come along for the ride with us.
Come check it out.
And give me a good like Dale Gribble quote to go out on. Wingo!
Yeah, Wingo.
Wingo!
Wingo.
All right, well, join us for the King of the Hill Rewatch Podcast.
Deep in the heart of Texas, that drinks his brew and he spits his chew. Deep in the heart of Texas, the TV blares but no one cares. Deep in the heart of Texas, here we go.
And now, back to the episode. All right, and we're back. So you just talked about all the amazing classes you have going on, and why this is so important to our community. Growing on that, I know we're coming up to the end of 2022. I almost said 2021. I was like, what's wrong with me?
No,
we're not going back. We're not going back. We're coming up to the end of 2022 and getting into the new year. What are some of your goals to have for the end of the year, or what are some of your goals for the new year?
Yeah, so specifically for the class?
Yeah, or just for your business in general.
Yeah, I mean, really, Sean and I have actually never done a market outside of Waco.
Mm-hmm.
And so some goals for the next year are definitely to expand and try to do a market in another town. Which is
there's some great ones in Austin. I can hook you up.
I've heard there's some, I mean, everywhere. Like there's one in Palestine that's coming up.
Yes, that's where my grandparents live. Shout out.
Oh, I've heard some good things about that town. So we'll see.
They have a train museum, I think.
They have a what museum?
Train museum?
Okay.
About trains.
Cool for train guys.
Train dudes.
Yeah, trains for sure. No, that's wonderful. But yeah, so we would like to start doing that, which would be cool, just to kind of, and especially, I think that we've seen this market in Waco, and what sells here, what doesn't. I'd like to go into just find some different demographics to see if I can pass my fruit erotica off a little bit more.
Love it.
Those
10 out of 10.
But yeah, I definitely I think that there are just I think that we just have a lot more opportunity out there, so we'd like to expand that way. With the drawing classes, I was actually talking to a model from last month, and we were talking about maybe doing like couples poses and kind of getting into that. And so I'm thinking we're going to do something special for Valentine's Day.
Of course.
So, and maybe some props. I don't know. We'll see. But we just kind of started doing the 3 to 4 a month. And so want to just kind of
already
see
stepped
how
it
that
up.
goes.
Yeah.
And just kind of advertise a little bit more. And who knows? We might need a bigger space one day.
Who knows?
Might need to move on to a larger space.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, really just gaining some traction in those areas. But
yeah, that's fantastic. And then one of the questions I normally ask is, what is something you would like to see more of in Waco?
I mean, nothing. Waco is perfect.
I'm just kidding. I have thoughts on that. No, I'm kidding.
What would I like to see more of? I mean, just like
A lot of people just say like community.
Yeah.
Or you could be like more Dutch Bros. I don't whatever way you want to take that question.
Like, we don't need any more coffee shops.
Yes. Oh my
love
gosh.
coffee, but like, we have so many coffee shops.
Brew just opened up their second location in the Anthem Stories building. Go and check it out.
So many. I mean, if you need coffee, come to Waco. I mean, so many GD coffee shops. I mean, what I would like to see in Waco, aside from art, I mean, I would really like to see more education, community awareness about homelessness in our community. I know that everybody probably has caught on to the housing crisis that exists for all of us. Everybody's rent's increased, property taxes are high. I mean, some of the worst houses you've ever seen are so expensive. It is 100 times worse for people who are on fixed income, people who are, you know, in those marginalized communities. So a lot of the folks that we serve who are vulnerable, it was already really hard because of criminal backgrounds or stigma about homelessness or stigma about some of the assistance that we have. You know, we were granted a good amount of Section 8 vouchers in our community, which is amazing. But there's stigma around Section 8 vouchers. And so some landlords are not quite willing to work with those vouchers, which stinks because no matter how much money we have and now how many, you know, people we have working, you can't house somebody without a place to live. And so I'm going to actually be working. I'm on the Homeless Coalition as well, and we're going to be working with CHA community actually to do, we had done this before the pandemic, but we did something called like Coffee and Conversations, which was a pretty lame title, but I picked it last minute. But it was really just like, just an evening, like just kind of casual, intimate conversation about what homelessness looks like in our community, what it looks like in our nation, just kind of, you know, debunking some myths about homelessness, you know, telling some stories that we've encountered as care providers, and then just kind of talking about what local businesses can do while protecting your business, because we understand businesses have business to run, but we also know that I think the majority of Wacoans and like humans in general want to help people and take care of people.
Definitely.
And they just don't always know the avenue to do it. And we are, you know, we're a coalition, we're an organized coalition of you know, organizations in our community who do this as a profession. And we want to lead people and help people find out how they can make this community work for everybody. And so, I mean, I guess going to your piece about more community, like, more community, but for every single person here.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. And I'm so glad that you get to be in both the art community and be in, you know, spreading the news and spreading the information that Wacoans actually need to hear, especially when it comes to populations that may be more at risk for this type of homelessness or anything that happens to everyday people. And some people, again, just stigmatize it and don't try to understand the stories behind it and put the person behind it. And I mean, again, that goes hand in hand with artwork. It's so subjective, but there's a person behind it. So it's all about people first. And a lot of people lose sight of that. So it's really great that you get to be in both mindsets and both avenues and marry them together to both bring art to the people and bring a wonderful message to the people and help support our community in those ways. That's absolutely fantastic. Awesome. I know that I already kind of mentioned this in asking about your goals and what are things you would like to see in Waco. But what are some ways that people can get involved or get out there to find out more information?
Yeah, about homelessness?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, sorry. It's my favorite topic.
Got excited.
So if you go to heartoftexashomeless.org, that's the easiest way to get involved. If you are somebody who likes to get involved in a monetary way, you can donate.
Yes. We love the D word on here.
We were recently named the TF Texas First National TFNB.
TFNB. We love those guys.
TFNB, they're awesome charity champions.
Yes.
And so we were at the Baylor versus Kansas State game on the field before the game the other day, you know, showing off our little thing. And so we are charity champions. We're trying right now to raise $100,000 to help our Flash program. So Flash is a really great way that we're doing something for folks like that is tangible. So the Flash program, it's flexible assistance to secure housing. It's through the Homeless Coalition, and it's not funded by grants or anything like that. This is like 100% donation funded. Yeah. And it is a way for us to be able to use flexible funds to help with some of these things that seem minor but are actually huge. So like one of the biggest barriers to get housing or a job or anything is identification. You like literally cannot do anything in Texas or in the United States without having an ID. And getting an ID is oftentimes difficult because you have to have a lot of other identification to support that. So that's one of the things that we help with. The Flash program will pay for IDs, birth certificates, any other identification. We also pay for things like mattresses when people move in. So like brand new beds, mattresses when people move in, a variety of other things. We try to keep it flexible. We'll vote on it as a board if we need to expand the program, but it's a way that we can adapt to the changing, just the changing environment when it comes to like securing housing. And so some landlords right now are requiring you to have, rental insurance, which is really expensive. If you're on a fixed income, it's like near impossible to get that as well. And so that's something that we'll pay for. So the Flash program is a great way to help to contribute. If you want to be involved on like a volunteer basis or as an advocate, same thing, go to heartoftexashomeless.org and come to one of our meetings. We have meetings every single month. And if you want to join the board, we could always use some peeps to join the board to help on the decision-making side. But yeah, please get involved. No matter what field you work in or what type of community you belong to, we need representation on our board. We want to make sure that the people making decisions come from a variety of backgrounds, because we don't want to make decisions for people. We want to make decisions with them. So
Yeah, and that's so important, especially around the holidays. A lot of people don't think about that. Like, they don't think about, again, what's going on in our community or the people that's affecting. So it's especially important that around this time of year, when people are looking for volunteer opportunities, are looking to give back, they have amazing resources like this that they can reach out to and find out more about. But yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Is there anything else you would like to share with our guests today about all of your endeavors?
I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, buy art, be involved, be creative.
Support your community. Shop small.
Yeah, shop small.
No more coffee shops.
Yeah, we don't need any more. Please, if someone's gonna build another thing, we need. We need Indian restaurants. We need more. If you're gonna build, you know what I want? 20 of Indian restaurants.
There we go.
I want
down.
a variety of Indian restaurants.
I'm all in.
I want a variety of Persian restaurants. So if anyone's listening, make me some food.
Make it happen.
But I love coffee, but
hey, that's all right.
Too much.
Yeah, and then at the end of every episode, I like to give a shout out section. So you can shout out anybody that's helped you along this journey. I say you can shout out your mom, your dog, your grandma. Go ahead and do your shout outs.
Sure. I'll shout out two of my professors from Baylor,
Woo, woo.
Kevin and the late Randy. And then my mentor and one of my besties, Stacy Stager. She was my first boss at the Heart of Texas Behavioral Health Network. And Sean Lee is my partner.
Shout out. Whoop,
Hope and Harper Art. And he is my numbers guy because I'm bad at math.
Same.
And yeah, really just all of the people that love me so well.
Oh, that's amazing. And now, of course, you're so sweet. But yeah, now give us all your social medias, where we can find you, where you can find more information. Give us all the things.
Okay,
plug yourself.
Yeah, so I don't have a lot of things because I'm bad at social media. I've been watching like Instagram Reels, and I've been told that that's like a boomer move, and I'm supposed to be watching TikTok, but I don't want to get TikTok, and I got it for like a day, and then I didn't get it because it was too much. But Hope Harper Art is our Instagram handle. We don't have a Facebook because
just slide in those DMs.
Yeah, you can follow me at Karissification.
Ooh,
that's something new.
Dope.
I just became public for no reason. I'm not important. I became public because
she's going to buy that blue check mark on the Twitter.
You know what it was? I wanted to tag celebrities that I like.
Yeah.
And I realized they couldn't see my stuff unless I'm
there you go.
So now they can follow me. Shout out. And I guess, Heart of Texas Homeless
Yes.
Coalition on Facebook. Yeah.
Check 'em out.
heartoftexashomeless.org.
Mhm.
And I'm going to have to go back and like make sure it's okay with our chairperson
Yeah,
that I
make
talked
sure.
about this, but I said all good things.
Hey, it's okay. If not, we'll cut it out.
Heart of Texas Behavioral Health Network.
Yes.
Local mental health authority in the heart of Texas.
Shout out.
So if you need mental health care or IDD services, or you just want to be in the know or support us, if any rich person is listening, give us money.
Yes,
if you
please.
want peeps taken care of.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good ask.
Yeah, that's amazing. You wrapped it up perfectly in a nice little bow for everybody.
Wonderful.
And again, it was a pleasure having you on. And again, being involved in the community in so many different facets, and just letting people know about how they can give back, how people can get involved, going to art markets, going to drawing classes, giving back to our homeless community, and helping people get housing that need it. But it was a pleasure having you on, and I'm just so excited that you're here today.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Thanks for having me.
Yay! Find us everywhere on all social media platforms, KNOW_Waco. Check us out at roguemedianetwork.com, and we're on YouTube under Rogue Media Network. Check out nowaco.com.